Hello, I'm Janette Burke, online media personality, TV show podcast host of Janette's TV podcast, correspondent, MC speaker, and on-camera consultant. Welcome back to Janette's Tips and Sips, the segment where I cover must-have products. I give you demos, I give you product demonstrations, I give you must-haves, I save you time and money. We even sometimes talk food and recipes. This is the segment. Now grab yourself a cup of tea or whatever else you're drinking and join me because we're going to get into some really good girl talk today. We started last week something on accessories, and we started with using scarves and gloves. Well, now I'm going to continue this series and we're going to talk about how to use jewelry to accessorize an outfit. Now, I'm not talking about every outfit, although, I'm always accessorized with my outfits. I'm matching either with silver or gold or what have you. Jewelry is really important. It makes or breaks, many outfits. But today I thought we would focus on getting ready to go to a holiday party since we are now in the midst of holiday season. Now, for some of us, going to a holiday party can be stressful because depending on the caliber of the party, whether it's going to be like a house party or at a hotel, let's say for an office party or your company party, or if it's going to be more casual with family or friends, and you still want to look good because of course you're celebrating the holidays, that's going to determine on the pieces that we will select. But in most cases, and I get it. Things are expensive. I know we love luxury. I love luxury, but how about affordable luxury once in a while, right? How about working with what we've already got in our wardrobe rather than getting all stressed? Oh, I got to go to this fancy schmancy party and I got to go put out a couple $100 on a new dress. Do you really? Or could you work with, let's say, some pieces you have already in your closet that you could just jazz up with a little bit of jewelry? So let's focus on that today because I know some of you are a little hard pressed, or maybe you have multiple parties to attend, or maybe you just don't want to invest in that right now. And I get you. Things are changing. The economy's changing. I don't blame you. Why not work with what we have? So everybody should, if they don't already, should have just a plain black top in their wardrobe. This one's a really great one because it's like one shoulder. So one shoulder and the rest is like this. It's, sexy Latino style. I like that. Maybe you like that too. So we can work with something like this, which I just pulled out of my wardrobe. And as long as we remember that we have to wear a black bra with a transparent strap, okay? If you need to wear a bra, most of us do, but if you're lucky enough that you don't, okay, then you can get away with it. But that would be the right bra for this. So because I'm using black, now this could be navy or even hunter's green or bottle green, variant style now too, could be any of those colors. I'm using black though today as my example, and I'm working with rhinestone and silver. I'm not going to be using gold because I think that in this case, the jewelry would be better just using a silver background, okay? So I'm going to pull up some bracelets first. So with this type of a look, we could wear this type of a cuff bracelet, which they're not hard to find. Again, I'm pulling out things that I have in my own stack of jewels, okay? And I happen to have a lot, so lucky me. But if you are investing in a few pieces, a cuff piece or a piece like this is a classic. And it always looks good if you maintain it, like, clean it up once in a while, polish it up, and always get it in a silver background because you can work more sometimes like with silver than you can other pieces. So you have to have at least one of these products in your wardrobe. And if you don't have, then maybe now is a good time to think about getting it because the Black Friday and pre-Black Friday sales are already on, so you can pick something up quite reasonable, okay? So I'm always using on one hand the the cuff or this piece, or sometimes I wear it together. Another option I have here, if you're not as glitzy as me, is using these two bracelets together. Again, silver with the rhinestone, okay? And you're going to use that on one hand only, okay? Now, look how we're going to jazz this whole thing up, okay? So we're going to start with the bracelets. If you don't use those type of bracelets, another idea, because I like bracelets on both hands, is to just take a nice chunky silver piece with maybe one diamond in the middle. You could do that, okay? You could do that too. And again, depending on where you're going, if you don't want to get super glitzed up, then you don't have to. You can pare it down a bit. Now for me, I'm going to focus on, we're going very glitzy because we're going to a very high class place, either a corporate event at a hotel or a lounge or a country club or something like that. Now what I would do to make it more fancy is I'm going to replace my silver ring, which is still a very nice ring, but not fancy enough for my liking to go to an event like that. I'm going to replace it with a much more beautiful ring. And this is more fancy, more glam, right? So it's more evening, right? Now I could keep this one on if I wanted, but I'm not. So I'm going to check out with this, replace it with this ring, okay? Again, much more glamorous, much more fancy, much more evening-like. So you can again find rings that look amazing and don't cost a ton of money, and you can use it to glam up for the evening. See, I even throw a band on it. Whatever you want, you can do it like that, okay? Now, I pair that with, on this hand, I want to wear more of an evening style bracelet. Now this is one, okay, but I could just as easily say, nah, I don't want to wear that on that hand, and move it over to this hand, okay? Or I go with the cuffs, right? And then I'm going to choose, since I have a few to choose from, my tennis bracelets, okay? So I already have a square diamond one, I have a regular diamond one, and I have other ones as well. I even have this one, is very lovely too. It's very in now, and it goes great with the ring, okay? And then I'm going to choose which one I'm going to wear, and I'm going to put that on this hand. Maybe two. Sometimes I wear two on this hand too. But I'm not going to wear the watch, okay? If I'm going more like business casual or whatever, I'll wear the watch with just one bracelet, but I want to glitz up because I'm going to a party tonight. And so are you with me, okay? You're my guest. So we got the jewelry. Now we got to choose the earrings. So, okay, you could go with big hoops and it would match, or you could just as easily choose a stud. I like these studs. They're big in the middle and they got that like round around. So it also matches nicely. Or I could just go with another plain stud. I have either the round diamond stud, which looks amazing at all times, or I could go, if I wanted, because sometimes I like to match it with the ring. If I'm wearing a marquee, I'm going to switch to the marquee stud, okay? But in this case, we're going to keep it round. And then I could have just as easily picked up one of these pair of earrings. You know, depends how funky you want to go, but remember, the classiest is always the best. So simple, either round or stud. If you want to look like a classy, well-off woman who loves luxury, like us savvy ladies like, try to stick to the basic, more classy look. And also, we're matching with the bracelets, right? So this one has more of a round stud to it, so you want to stick it to a round. This one has a little bit of everything, but it's mostly round, okay? Then that's important because our earrings are going to also maybe match our necklace. Now, I've said it before, I personally do not like wearing necklaces, okay? I just have a thing with my neck. But this is a beautiful solitaire, looks great with solitaire earrings, and pairs well with those bracelets too. And it really glitzes things up, okay? So all you can do here is just grab a chain, and I use this once in a blue moon. You can change your pendants easily. I have a multitude of pendants I hardly wear. Also I have like the pear shape. So if I'm going to wear the pairings, I'm going to wear the pear shape. And all I do is I get myself a chain, a nice good silver chain. And you want to have a good silver chain, because if you don't, you're going to probably get the itchy rash. We've all seen it. We've all felt it. It's very uncomfortable, and you go all red and it doesn't look good. So make sure that you invest in a proper silver chain. That's very thin and at least 12 inches, sometimes 16, sometimes 18, depending on where you want to wear it. But ideally it should fall, the diamond should fall right here. And what you can do is you can use this chain with multiple pendants. You can change up the pendants just by slipping in through the chain. Okay, so I've paired it all up already today, but you know, you can do this. And what the beauty of that is, if I choose to go diamond or rhinestone, or if I choose to use sometimes with navy or blue colors, I'll switch to my sapphire and diamond collection. Or if I want to go green, I'll go with my green and my emerald and diamond collection. Or if I want to go ruby, because I may be wearing red, I'll go rubies and diamonds. So having that flexibility to change and intermix, because diamonds and another color always go together, it's the pairing of the size and also the shape that's most important. That's what I'm going to do, right? So now I've glitzed up with my earrings, my bracelets, my rings, and I've already done my hair and makeup. So what am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to figure out, am I going to wear this with a pant, or am I going to wear this with a legging, including a leather legging, which looks very chic, or am I going to wear this with a skirt? So you could go either way. If I'm going to do a skirt, I'm probably not going to do a long skirt because the top is long. I'm probably going to do a shorter skirt or a mid-length skirt, and it's definitely going to have a slit in it because it's going to look a lot better. Okay? Or because it also gets cold, you know, you have to figure out what the weather's going to be too. I personally would just probably go with the leather legging. I like that. And then I'm going to figure out, okay, what shoes am I going to wear? So I have options, and you probably do too. Again, this is all right from my own wardrobe. I like to get multiple pieces. I can add this pump if I want, even if I have to carry it with me in a bag because it's snowing outside. And it's got the rhinestone trim, which is nice. But if you feel that's too much for you, then a plain black pump will do too. Could be suede, could be leather, could be patent leather, you know, whatever you feel that you're most comfortable in. And then I'm going to put a bag with it, right? So I'm not going to use a shoulder strap. I'm going to take this bag because it looks really good with the shoes, okay? Pairs very nicely. So this is like an evening bag, and it has a couple of rhinestones at the top with the silver. And it also has a chain if I want to use it like that. I don't like it. To me, it looks too, what I like to call boobie-ish or grandma-ish. So I don't like that. So I just like put it inside. But it's got it on both sides, right? So there's both sides. And like there's plenty of places you can get just a plain black satin purse. If you don't have that, you could use a plain black patent or whatever. I would advise, though, not to put anything with gold because we're going with the silver and the rhinestone motif. So if you have a chain purse or whatever, may not look as right with it because it's gold, right? It's adding in another element that we're not using here today. Okay, so now I got my basic outfit ready to go. But what am I going to do about what I'm going to wear over top, right? So again, if you're in a winter climate, you're going to need a coat of some sort. Could be maybe a faux fur throw or a longer one. Could be a wool coat with the scarf. We talked about that last week. It could be a shawl, but that's going to be really cold unless you run straight into the car. Or it could be a blazer, right? Sometimes I even like to put the blazer on underneath the coat because you don't know if it's going to be cold where you're going. So if I'm going to choose the blazer, I'm going to put the black blazer on over top. This is just a simple black blazer, double-breasted, black buttons. And what I'm going to do to make it fit my theme is I'm going to take this pin, which, by the way, if I didn't wear as a pin, I could put on a chain and put right here. But again, it's all about balance. So you have to make sure that looks good. It might be too heavy. So I'm just going to take the pin and I'm going to put it on the jacket. and I'm going to find the exact place that I want to have it on the jacket. So the best place for me is over here, right over here in this region. Okay, I'm going to throw it on. Be careful though, because you're pinning into material and you don't want to ruin a good jacket, right? So make sure that you're not taking too much material when you do it, just like this. You take the minimal amount and you put it in, and that's it. And you just let it stay. And look how much gorgeous that looks, and it fits the whole motif. You don't have to use a pin if you're not comfortable with it. You feel you have enough jewelry already, just put the plain black jacket over top. But there is another option that I have. Now, this happens to be a fleece, but yet beautiful shawl. Look, it's got these, what do you call it? Cutouts, beautiful cutouts in it. So that gives it a little more oomph. Now, again, you might be a little cold if you just put this on, even if you're running into a car. But you could maybe put this over top of a lighter coat, or just a throw, like a faux fur that's sort of half or whatever, to give you a little more warmth. And you won't need the scarf. You can use this instead. And what I do is I just kind of tie it like this. And then I take the pin and I put it on here, and it looks really nice. Look, look, look. Just put it right here, or you could also put it right here. And doesn't that make a beautiful fashion statement? And then, of course, I have matching gloves for this. So it's got the same pattern as the shawl. So that looks pretty chic too when you put it all together. Another thing you could do is just put it on the coat itself, if that's what you want. I've done that many times. I have different furs and faux furs. So one of them is a black faux fur. It's got a hood, but it also has a faux fur matching scarf that you can wear as a scarf, or you could take it off and you can just kind of throw it like over one shoulder. And it's really nice. It adds an oomph. And it really looks amazing if you throw on velour leggings that are tight with it and still wear the same getup. And then I would just put this then on that shawl too. That would look amazing. So guys, my savvy peeps, I want you to always look your best. I want you to look like the savvy woman, successful woman that I know that you are. But as I said at the top of the segment, that doesn't mean you always have to go out and buy something new, or that you cannot work with things in your closet or things in your jewelry closet or your jewelry drawer that you can use to make your outfit look stand out smashing. And you don't have to always go and buy something new for every event that you have to attend. Now, I know that if you are in this high society, you may have multiple events to attend. So it's good to have things in your closet that you can intermix and use at different times for multitude of parties. And also, the nice thing about some of these pieces is they're not just for the holiday Christmas season. You could also wear them throughout the year if you have events to attend, multitude of balls or charity events or other events throughout the year, maybe even a bat mitzvah, a bar mitzvah, whatever, a wedding. You know, there's lots of ways to get really good use out of your clothes. So that's my segment for today. And don't forget to join me for another Janette's Tips and Sips, because we're going to continue next time. We are going to talk about more to do with accessories. I'm going to focus more on the purses and the shoes, and maybe even throw in a few belts. So I hope to see you then. Bye for now.